Alright, I'm going to talk about Atomfall. It is a survival RPG by Rebellion Studios, the people who made the Warriors video game. It is a solid AA title. I will admit that when I first started playing this game, I was kind of not into it. Didn't really feel like it was a really great game, but then after playing it and dedicating time to it, I actually really enjoy it, and I think it's a unique game. It's not trying to copy Fallout. I know there's going to be comparisons to Fallout, but it's not trying to be Fallout. What it is a game where you wake up an amnesiac in a quarantine zone, and there was an apparent nuclear disaster, and you are trying to figure out how to get out of the quarantine zone or help the people in it. And in typical post-apocalyptic fashion, there are several factions you can follow. There's the martial law soldiers, there's the cultist weirdos who started worshipping the nuclear disaster, and then there's outlaws and villagers and just different people that you can help, hurt, hinder, or promote through friendship. And it's a really short game if you want it to be. I mean, you can beat it in about 3 hours if you really try, but that's if you know what you're doing. Otherwise, it took me maybe 16 hours actually playing through it and getting everything done that I wanted to get done in the time and style that I wanted to get done. So it could be quick, could be a day or two of playing through it. I found it worth it. I got each ending, and if you're a trophy hunter or someone who likes to fully complete games in the shortest amount possible, it is possible to set up multiple endings at once, but in one save game or one playthrough, you cannot set them all up. There are some that get closed out following the path of the others. I was able to set up, I think, 3 of them in one save, and then 2 of them in another, and I had to actually start from the beginning for the 3rd one, but that was also to go for the beat the game in under 5 hours trophy. So I had one ending that I could have just ripped through. All in all, a pretty enjoyable experience. I don't think it would take long if you didn't have multiple save files to get through each one, because I did one in about 3 hours. So if you're going to just rush it and complete it as fast as possible, there are some shortcuts you can take. Nothing was overly difficult. I actually found every collectible on my own without a guide. Most of the time I'll have to look something up, but the only one that was giving me trouble was the 10 comic books, but I eventually found the last one in a final zone in the game. I poured over the entire map of this game looking for it. And speaking of the map is 4 main regions with a few sub-regions in each one. There's Slatendale, there's the Casterfell Woods, and then there's Wyndham Village, and there's some other areas that the Interchange, which is one that they talk about. Then there's other areas in those games that are attached to those. They're a little smaller. I'd call it a semi-open world game. Each map, you can kind of go where you want and do what you want in the order you want to, but each map is not very huge. They have various points of interest and stuff, and this game does suffer from what I feel a lot of open world games suffer from, which is sometimes it feels like exploring is pointless. Like, you get crafting material, or just one more little trinket that doesn't really mean anything. There's metal detecting in the game, like there, see, some crafting material. And I don't feel like I get rewarded for going off the beaten path and exploring every nook and cranny of the game world, because there's no unique weapons, no special blueprints that make an ultimate weapon or anything like that. And it's alright. There was no compulsion to go see everything after a certain amount of time of finding just string and scrap metal everywhere I went. But as much of a detriment as that is, the world itself looks nice. I like the areas of the game. The biomes are all pretty similar with grass, trees, and stuff, and some busted up houses, so it's not too varied, except Casterfell Woods, obviously a lot more trees. Slatendale is like a quarry and a mine, so there's a little less green and foliage, but it still looks nice enough. And Wyndham Village, a lot of houses. The interchange is a cavernous facility, so it is largely underground, so it looks a lot like many underground facilities in games. The crafting system is pretty light. You can find quite a few recipes in the game, but it's not overly complicated. There's grenades, ointments, and a bandage. Then you can get weapons, crafting recipes that can take your rusty weapons, upgrade them to stock weapons, and from stock to pristine. So there isn't much in terms of guns. There's pistols, rifles, SMGs, and shotguns, and I think each one has 3. Some of them might have 2, but they largely perform the same. Like the 2 SMGs feel the same. The 2 shotguns, they feel a little different because one was a double barrel, one's automatic. And I think there was just a single shot pump action as well. Well, this one is called semi-automatic, yeah. And then there's the rifles. There's an automatic rifle and a sniper rifle, which I did not find a sniper rifle with a scope. Found one with iron sights, and I hated it. But other than that, the guns, they just felt a little lackluster to me. The ammo of the game is scarce. You'll go through it pretty quick. And the one thing is, though, is that you never feel like you're totally out of it. The game's good about keeping 3 or 4 bullets nearby wherever you go, so you can always have something to do if you're into the ranged combat. There's also a bow, and the thing I don't like about the bow is when you fire arrows, like 90% of the time they're gone. They don't stick in guys and let you take them back. They do sometimes, but it's to keep it with the balance of the bullets, because if you were getting your arrows back every time, there'd be no reason to use the guns. Melee weapons, there's heavy and light. There's bladed weapons. There's cricket clubs, spiked clubs, and what made me reminded of the first Dead Island is that you can throw your weapons. And there's also thrown weapons like grenades, makeshift grenades, poison bombs, Molotov cocktails. So there is a variety of weapons, but the size of the game and the frequency of finding the same stuff over and over makes it feel like there is not a large variety. There's some stealth in the game. I myself have found the stealth quite awful. It never worked the way I thought it should, because I walk up, and even with my stealth being upgraded to have quieter attacks and stuff, it seems like either the dude cries out while I'm snapping his neck and everybody comes running to him, or the animation is for the quieter stealth kill is taking him down forever, and by the time he actually gets choked out and dies, other people are there. Like, no matter what I did in stealth, they would go immediately to the guy I killed and find me across whatever world, bunker, room, or whatever I'm in. It's just like, oh, there you are. And traps in this game are largely ineffective. Like, look at that. No, it's not going to hit anybody. So there are some traps in the game, but as long as you're watching for them, they're not going to do too much. And that's the thrown weapons. They barely do anything unless you upgrade them. You can go fists. Shotgun was my favorite weapon in the game. Effective. And there's different status effects in the game that you can prevent and also acquire. There's burn, poison, there's radiation, and then there's the infection, which is the unique thing to this game. Is the power plant disaster has resulted in this blue growth, or these spores that are all over the place, and I'm not going to spoil the story regarding that, but those have a special effect in the game. It's, as I said, a pretty decent game. A solid AA title. There was enough to it to keep me interested, and initially, like I said, I did not get into it, but after spending some time with it, I think it's worth a playthrough. I believe it's on Game Pass as of April 2025. I don't know how long games stay on Game Pass, but I know it is on there. I'm playing on the PS5, obviously. I know it's on Xbox and PC. It is a first person survival RPG, as I said, and it's worth a look if you like the type of game like Fallout or like Dead Island or just any of those games that are like this. And the survival isn't too heavy-handed. You don't have to like eat and drink to stay alive, but eating and drinking provides benefits like damage resistance, heart rate being slow, etc. So I would recommend this game if you can handle the first person type games. I know that not every game is for everybody, but I've been playing first person games since I was a kid, so no big deal here for me. But glad I went through it and glad I gave it a chance. Turned out to be a pretty decent game.
Good trading, thank you. Come back if you're around.
Beef Wellington for dinner this evening, I think. Yes, that will be nice.
Oh, who are you? I don't know you. You're not with the soldiers, are you? I run a lawful place here, stick to every word of the protocol. That's good. Fair trade. People come here to barter all the time. Might have new things for you if you call back now and again.
Power restored in Data Store Bravo. Research collection. Temporary storage.
Battery disconnected. Shut
Troublemakers.
Power restored in Data Store Delta. Computation. Quarantine has been lifted in... Power restored in Data Store Charlie. Analysis. Quarantine has been lifted in this...
This is log, 28th of September, 57.
Watch out! Bombs out! Run for it! You'll die here. Stop this! Heads up! Bombs out!
I'm shooting!
Access granted to...
Stay close. There's a secret route out here. We should leave before they arrive. Stay close. There's a secret route out here.
You may leave. Do not distress yourself. The gas is a necessity when you awaken.
Or anybody, in fact. But you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, eh? Ooh, omelette. Something to look forward to. I do love a good
You've performed a great... My people will be ever... Now, where's the sample? Excellent. Now let... Sorry about that, but you'll live.
Splendid. Indeed. Let us be gone. This way, quickly.
You must make. Throw yourself. I am right back. Let the soil cat. I am right back. Let the soil cat.